Today's Love This Way show is brought to you by The Club. The Club is a safe space I curated just for you. There's tips, challenges, downloads, ebooks, journals, coloring books. Just all you need to help you to succeed in your relationship endeavors. The best part? Each tier comes with free coaching sessions with me. So if you've been wanting to book a session with me but couldn't quite afford it yet, join a club and save hundreds. The coaching sessions alone are reason enough to join. With tiers starting at only $37 a month, you don't want to miss this opportunity. Visit shaliavinny.com, choose the membership level of your choice, and go to your calendar and book your free session. I can't wait to connect more with you. And make sure you mention Love This Way sent you. Hello and welcome to the Love This Way podcast. We have a new name and new imagery, but the show still exists to help men and women everywhere to be better at love. Never any gender wars, back and forth, or nonsense. Just great tips to help you find and sustain the love of your dreams. Because love is a journey and you need direction. So get ready because each episode we're going to be talking about our real life issues, answering tough questions, and building solid relationships with one another as we heal, learn, and grow. I'm your host, your girl, Dr. Shalia Vinny, and today's show will dive into how we connect. You may have heard of attachment styles, but what are they really? Do you know your attachment style? Let's talk about it. So attachment styles, when we're talking about them in romantic relationships, are patterns of behavior and ways of interacting that develop from our early childhood experiences with our caregivers. So these styles can influence how people perceive and respond to intimacy, dependency, and conflict in relationships. The four main attachment styles are secure, anxious, avoidant, and fearful avoidant, which is also known as disorganized. Now, I know it seems like I just said a lot of words, but they actually matter, and they can help you to understand yourself and your person better, which will in turn make your relationship a lot easier. This can in turn improve your self-awareness because you'll think about your personal growth. When you recognize your own attachment style, it helps you to understand your behaviors, emotional responses, and relationship patterns. This self-awareness is the first step towards personal growth and improvement. You can identify your own patterns because when you understand your attachment style, you can help identify your issues and your patterns in your relationship, such as why you struggle with trust or fear or abandonment. This can also help to enhance your relationship satisfaction, like better communication, because when you know your partner's attachment style, it'll help you to communicate more effectively because you can tailor your communication to meet their needs, and then you reduce misunderstandings. You can also help with conflict resolution. Understanding attachment styles provides insight into how your partner handles conflict. This can help you approach disagreements more constructively and find resolutions that actually satisfy both of you. It will promote healthier relationships because it helps to build trust. Recognizing the impact of attachment styles or trust can help partners work together to build a stronger foundation of trust and security in the relationship. Emotional support is also a big one because if you know how to support your partner's emotional needs based on their attachment style, it will foster a nurturing and supportive relationship. It can also help you to reduce negative patterns like break-in cycles because when you understand attachment styles, it can help you to break negative cycles that may have been established in previous relationships or even in your childhood. You can avoid misinterpretations because awareness of your attachment style reduces the likelihood of misinterpreting what your partner's behavior actually means or even personal rejection or just plain on indifference. It can also facilitate personal healing because you can address your own insecurities. For those people that have attachment styles, understanding the root cause can lead to you addressing and healing the underlying insecurities and traumas. You can also work on professional help because when you know your attachment style, it helps you to seek the appropriate professional help like therapy or to work through deep-seated issues and develop healthier patterns. It enhances your parenting skills. This is a huge one because now we're breaking generational curses. You can help to have a healthy modeling now because when you understand your attachment style and others' attachment styles, not only do you improve romantic relationships, but it also helps your parenting because you're fostering secure attachment with your children. Parents literally can promote healthy emotional development and relationship patterns in the next generation. And then, of course, it's going to increase your empathy and compassion because you're going to have an empathetic understanding. Recognizing that attachment behaviors stem from past experiences fosters empathy and compassion. Partners can better understand and support each other's emotional needs and reactions when they understand that. It'll also help you to reduce blame because when you understand that attachment styles are deeply rooted in childhood experiences and trauma, this can help you to reduce blame and judgment, which promotes a more accepting and supportive relationship dynamic. I'm telling you guys, these attachment styles really do play a huge factor in our status of our relationships and how we interact with our spouses. Okay, so let's get into this. Let's talk about the styles. The first one, of course, is secure attachment. So what causes secure attachment? This looks like consistent, responsive, and a nurturing, caregiving childhood. Parents were probably very emotionally available and supportive. A stable environment that fostered trust and security. The characteristics of these people, it's going to look like comfortable with intimacy and independence. They're trusting, open, communicative, balanced approach to giving and receiving love. So let me give you an example. Let's say we have Emma and John. They've been in a relationship for 2 years. They both feel comfortable expressing their emotions and needs. When John has to work late, Emma understands. She texts him without feeling insecure. They regularly check in with each other, and they openly discuss any issues that arise, resolving conflicts with mutual respect and understanding. A real-life example, communication. You are securely attached partners who communicate openly about your feelings and needs without fear of rejection or judgment. And also, conflict resolution, because when conflicts arise, you address the issues calmly, you listen to each other's perspectives, and you work towards a resolution together. Isn't that beautiful? Then we've got the anxious attachment. What causes this? Inconsistent caregiving, where a child's needs are sometimes met and sometimes ignored. Overprotective or overly dependent caregiving, experiences of abandonment or unpredictability in early relationships. Characteristics of this person's going to crave closeness and intimacy, but they fear abandonment. They're highly sensitive to their partner's actions and moods. They often are going to need reassurance and validation. Here's an example of this. Let's take Sarah and Alex. Sarah often is going to feel anxious when Alex doesn't return her text messages. She worries that he might be losing interest, and she frequently seeks reassurance from him. When Alex goes out with his friends, Sarah feels insecure. She might start to call him or text him repeatedly just to make sure that he still cares about her. A real-life example is the need for reassurance. Anxiously attached people are going to frequently seek reassurance from their partners, and they may feel upset or neglected if they don't receive it. They're going to be insecure and jealous. They might feel jealous or insecure when their partner spends time with others or doesn't provide them constant attention. Now we've got number 3, the avoidant attachment. What causes this? Caregivers that emphasize independence and discourage expressions of emotion or dependency. Emotional neglect or dismissive parents. Those parents that experiences where expressing your needs or emotions was met with rejection or punishment. Characteristics of this person's going to value independence and self-sufficiency. They're uncomfortable with closeness and intimacy. They often suppress their emotions and they avoid vulnerability. A scenario with this one is like Mike and Lisa. Mike enjoys spending time with Lisa, but often feels overwhelmed when she tries to get too close emotionally. He prefers to keep conversations light and avoids discussing deep feelings. When Lisa wants to talk about their future, Mike is going to change the subject or withdraw, making her feel distant and unimportant. Real life examples, emotional distance. Avoidantly attached individuals keep emotional distance and may struggle to express their feelings or their needs. They're also going to have difficulty with intimacy. They may avoid discussions about the relationship's future or any topics that require emotional vulnerability. And then lastly, we've got fearful avoidant or disorganized attachment. What causes this? Traumatic or chaotic early life experiences like abuse or loss. Inconsistent and frightening caregiving, where the caregiver was both a source of comfort and fear. Lack of a safe and stable environment during their childhood. Characteristics of this look like they have a desire for closeness, but they're afraid of getting hurt. They have mixed feelings about relationships. They often have experienced trauma or inconsistent caregiving. Like a scenario for this one, we've got Jason and Maria. Jason wants to be close to Maria, but is terrified of getting hurt. Sometimes he seeks her attention and love, but then other times he pushes her away whenever he feels vulnerable. His behavior is just unpredictable, and Maria often feels confused and unsure about where she stands in the relationship. Real life example will always look like mixed signals. Fearful, avoidant individuals send mixed signals. They want to be close one moment, and then they're pushing their partner away the next. They got trust issues. They're often going to struggle with trust due to past trauma or inconsistent caregiving. This is going to lead to a cycle of approach and avoidance at the same time. You're going to be confused. Hey friend, make sure you check out shaliavinny.com. You can join a club there. You can book one-on-one coaching sessions with me. You can buy my books there. Oh, and you can get free advice from me now. Go to shaliavinny.com, click the free advice tab, and go ahead and submit your question. I will be answering those questions on my social medias, so make sure you do that because you don't want to miss out. Love you guys. So we've been talking about the causes and characteristics of the different attachment styles. Now let's talk about how to handle them in real life. First up, secure attachment. What does your partner need from you? Your partner's going to need you to maintain open communication. This looks like regularly checking in with each other and expressing feelings and needs openly. They're going to need you to show consistency, be reliable and predictable in actions and responses to build and maintain your trust. They're going to need you to provide emotional support. You're going to need to offer empathy, understanding, and support during both good and challenging times. Number 2, we've got the anxious attachment. What does your partner need from you? You need to provide reassurance, frequently reassuring your partner of your love and commitment. You have to be transparent. You got to communicate clearly and avoid mixed signals to reduce anxiety. You've got to encourage independence. You should be gently encouraging and supporting your partner in pursuing their own interests and activities so they can build more confidence. Number 3, the avoidant attachment. Your partner needs things from you. What do they need? They need you to respect their boundaries. Give your partner space and time when they need it without taking it personally. You've got to encourage emotional expression. You have to create a safe environment for your partner to share their feelings without feeling pressure or judgment to do so. You have to be patient with these people. You have to understand that building intimacy for them takes time and gradual effort for avoidantly attached people. Number 4, let's talk about your fearful, avoidant / disorganized attachment. What does your partner need from you? You've got to build trust gradually. Be consistently supportive and reliable to help them build a sense of safety and trust. You've got to offer stability. Provide a stable and predictable environment so they can reduce their anxiety and fears. You've got to encourage professional help, gently suggesting therapy or counseling so that they can address their past traumas and develop healthier coping mechanisms is key. You've got to be supportive no matter where you stand. And if you're one of these people, I hope you can look at yourself and your partner and see eye to eye and not be so judgmental. Just because you may be further along emotionally than they are does not make them a bad person. They just might need a little bit more from you to sustain the relationship. Be gentle and give each other a little bit of grace, guys. So does any of that sound familiar to you? Which style do you have? Do you see how it affects your relationships, good and bad? When we understand first how we give and receive love, then how our person gives and receives love, it can make for a much easier relationship. Don't take things personally when your partner needs a little extra reassurance. Be open to give it to them. Leading with understanding instead of feelings will help a ton. Your attachment style won't always align with someone else's, and that's okay too. Assess both of your needs and make the best of it. Even if it means not being together, you must always start with you and use your internal temperature to gauge what you can deal with in a partner. 2 broken people always have a hard time loving each other, especially when they haven't mastered the art of loving themselves yet. Get some help. Seek therapy and be intentional about healing so that you can show up with a healthy mindset. Being present and intentional in relationships is a skill, and we can all be striving to be better every day. Before you get attached, do the work so that the attachment can actually stick and last. I wish you the best. You know I'm always rooting for you. If you need more help, you can always go to shaliavinny.com and book a one-on-one with me. I love you guys so much. Thanks for listening. Today's show is brought to you by The Club. Please rate the show on your favorite streaming platform and share it with one person who you think needs to hear it and ask them to do the same. Remember to never stop showing up for yourself and the love you desire to have. Good, better, best. Never let it rest till your good is better and your better is best. Until next time, your friend and relationship strategist, Dr. Shalia. Bye.